You're welcome back. This is still Gozi Accounting Academy. Our topic is overhead absorption risk calculation. Overhead absorption risk calculation. You recall that in our previous lecture, we looked at what overhead absorption is. It has to do with a way of sharing out costs of overhead to the units produced. This time we are going to look at how the calculations of the rates are made. Now, for the purpose of this calculation, we'll call this overhead absorption rates, we'll call them OAR. Now, the general formula for computing this OAR is budgeted overhead for the cost center divided by budgeted units of the absorption base. If we compute this, the answer you get becomes the absorption rate. What do we mean by this? Take for example, if we have decided that our basis for absorption is direct labor hours, for instance, and then let's also assume that the total cost of overhead here for the period amounts to 6,000 now, and the total direct labor hours for the period amount to 800. So we can now simply calculate our OAR by dividing the 6,000 by 800 hours, and this gives us the rate of 7.5 per labor hour. So depending on number of labor hours that it takes to produce a unit of the material, we can now absorb the overhead in that order. So for instance, if it takes 2 labor hours to produce a unit of the product, that means that overhead cost to be absorbed by that unit will be 7.5 times 2, which is 15 naira per labor per unit of the product. So that is the way the computation of the absorption rates are made. Just as we mentioned before, there are other bases which will include direct wages, direct materials, and units produced, among other bases. It depends on what the firm has found practical to use in the organization according to the nature of their production. Bye for now. This is the Gozi Accounting Academy. Remember to like our videos and also to follow us accordingly. In our next lectures, we will also delve into other issues.